everybody, I'm Sean Mullen from RampantDesignTools.com, back with another episode of Practical Effects for Editors. In previous episodes, we went over how to track type to your scene using the camera tracker and the shadow catcher built into After Effects CC. Now, what I'm going to do is show you another trick that you can use to take your work up a notch and you don't have to set it out of house. What is that trick? It's tracking type to a person. You've seen this all the time. You see it in wireless commercials, you saw it in Stranger Than Fiction, you've seen it in promos, in bumpers, in trailers, you've seen it as an alternative to lower thirds. It's a very commonly used technique, and it is so ridiculously simple when you realize that you have the tools already to do it and it's not going to cost you any money to get it done. What tool are we talking about? That's Mocha AE, and it comes with Adobe After Effects CC, so this isn't going to cost you any money. And on top of that, it is one of the most ridiculously easy pieces of software to use. It's almost magic. It literally requires minimal effort for maximum output. It's unbelievable. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to get in, get your work done, and get out without even really spending much more than a minute or so in Mocha AE from Imagineer Systems. All right, so let's just jump in here and take a look at what we're going to do. As you can see, here's a shot. We've got the camera moving, and we've got this girl dancing. We've got two different things happening at the same time in this shot. For a point tracker or for a lot of other tracking software, this would be difficult. For Mocha AE, this is completely simple. So I'll just show you the final effect here. And as you can see, we've got our track moving with the girl's body. So the text floats along with her as she's dancing through the scene. This is a very commonly used effect and super simple to do. All right, let's jump on over to our scene. Here's our raw footage. Make sure to click on your footage, go up under Animation, and Track in Mocha AE. Okay, now if you've never used Mocha AE before, you might get a prompt saying that they want you to register the software, or you might get a prompt saying, hey, set that up. That's fine. But what you always get is a prompt like this, which is basically like, hey, what do you want me to do with this clip? You got the project name, the import clip name, the frame rate, everything. Just click OK. It's asking me, do I want to overwrite our project because I've used this clip before. I'm going to go ahead and overwrite, no problem. Cool, now we're in Mocha AE. I am not going to show you what every little button and menu does. I'm going to show you how quickly and simply you can use Mocha without even knowing much about the software. If you're looking for in-depth tutorials, head on over to Imagineer Systems. They've got amazing tutorials on every aspect of this software. If you're not using Mocha AE, today is the last day that's going to happen. I promise you that after seeing this tutorial, you will absolutely use Mocha AE and you will make money doing it. All right, so check this out. Here's our timeline. These red marks here and here, that's actually our comp in After Effects. This clip is way longer than our comp, but there's no reason to go through this whole thing. So we're just going to stick here. I'm going to find a frame right here in the middle, and I am going to take the zoom tool, zoom in, and I'm going to reposition the shot so we can see. Let's, there we go. We'll use that frame. Now there's two kinds of splines in Mocha AE. I'm going to use an X spline because Imagineer Systems says that they're better for tracking. And check this out. This is so crazy. I'm going to make one mask. Just going around her face, clicking. And when you're done making your points, right click. Now I've got a mat. Now check this out. Just go to track. You've got track forwards and track backwards. That's all we're going to do. Because I'm in the middle of this shot, I need to track forwards and track backwards. So from here, I'll track forwards. And just watch how ridiculously fast this software tracks. This software is amazing. All right. And we'll scroll back to where I started. And I'll track backwards. You know, back when I worked on shows like Charmed and Ally McBeal, we had to point track everything, or hand track it, or go into an Inferno Bay. It was a nightmare. I can't believe how amazing this software is. This makes life so easy. So as you can see, as I scrub through here, the mask is tracking really well to her face. Now towards the end, when her hand crosses her face, it looks like it messes up the mask a little bit. That's okay because we're not rotoing here. It's irrelevant information for us right now. We just want the position, scale, rotation information. So this should be fine. We should be okay. If you wanted to adjust the track, you can. But I don't think we're going to need to. One way to verify what your track's going to look like before you go anywhere else is go over to here to Insert Clip and take None and pull it down to Logo. This is going to put the Imagineer Systems Mocha logo right in between your track. In this case, right on her face. And let's just hit play. And it's just going to keep ping-ponging the shot. And yes, you can absolutely see that the Mocha logo is tracking on her face. All right, let's hit stop. Let's get the logo off that poor girl's face, switch it back to none, and we're cool. All right, there's only one more step for Mocha, and then you're done. You don't need to go back to Mocha. Come down here to export tracking data. Click this button. You're going to see three options. You've got two corner pin options followed by transform data. This is what we want. We want our transform data. And the way you can tell is it says anchor point, position, scale, and rotation of the transform data. So that's great. Then all you do is copy to clipboard. Go back to After Effects. Now, there's only one step when you're working with Mocha data that's absolutely crucial. You cannot skip this step. And I'm going to show you what I mean. If you go up here to Layer, New Null, and I decide I'm going to paste my data here, and I hit P, S, R, and A, I have keyframes on every single frame of my video from where I started my paste. This is telling After Effects I want my first frame right here. This is not correct because my first frame of video is over here. So the track will not work. So always make sure that when you're pasting data from Mocha, you either hit the home key or you just take your cursor and move it all the way back to the beginning. Okay, I'm going to erase this null. I'm going to start over. So again, go to Layer, New, Null Object, and hit Paste. Now, if I hold P, S, A, and R, I've got anchor point, position, scale, and rotation information that's accurate on every single frame. Now let me add some text and show you what we're working with here. Right now, I'll just call this Dancer. Make sure you highlight your text, take the pick whip, and pick the null as the parent of the text. And let's just preview this. Here's where most of my editor friends call me up and they're saying, dude, I did exactly what you said. My track doesn't work. Mocha doesn't work for me. I can't do this. This isn't working for me. Can you just track the shot for me? And I normally say, no, I'm not going to track the shot for you because you're almost there. It's actually doing what it's supposed to be doing. So what's happening here? What's happening right here is on every single frame, you have anchor point information competing with your positional information. So to avoid that, all you have to do, so I'm going to click my arrow tool here, highlight the anchor point, and hit delete. Now let's hit play. Oh, okay. I see what's happening now. Okay. It's starting to move closer to what we need. All right, no problem, no problem. Now let's move our text over closer here. And what if your director or your client says, you know, this is cool, but I don't really want the scaling information. I don't want it to move forward or backwards. Okay, no problem. Just turn scale off. A lot of times your clients are going to want a watered down version of this effect, which really just translates to positional information, but we'll get there in a second. So here's what rotation and position looks like. All of a sudden you're getting a much smoother, more acceptable effect that clients would be happy to pay for, and you just did in a matter of seconds. Now, a lot of my clients, specifically the bigger corporate ones, they like that, but they don't want the extra rotation. They don't know that they're asking for that, but when it comes down to doing test after test after test, what they really just want is a watered down track just based on position. So no problem. Once again, highlight rotation, hit delete. Now you can also alter your rotation because, you know, you might have hit delete when it's something like this or something like this. You know, you could reposition it, no problem. And now hit play. Ah, now we have exactly what we showed you in the beginning. This is positionally tracked information that came straight from Mocha that took you no time whatsoever. Even if you've never seen Mocha before, you can do this in just as much time or quicker than it took for me to show you. Now you're using Mocha, now you're making money. Your client's like, oh, well, if you can do that, here's 10 other shots I want you to do in 10 minutes. All right, so let's finish this shot based on what I showed you in the beginning. Let's just go ahead and we're back in the dirty warehouse one more time. We're going to call this Katrina Burke. Let's capitalize the whole thing, why not? And she is a 12-time warehouse dancing champion. Of course, let's take this down from semi-bold to condensed. That's pretty cool. Scale this up just a little bit. So, do the same for this line. That's pretty good. Probably move this up a little bit. Cool. And let's move this over. Now you notice when I move this over, I'm not touching my null. My null is my tracking data. If I go to move the null right now, I'm actually altering my tracking data. This is why I use nulls, because the null is going to maintain my track. So I don't have to worry about adjusting that ever again. But now if I want to reposition or do anything with the text, I can just do whatever I want. I can use the arrow keys, I can hit P, and I can use the mouse, and it doesn't alter the track. The track information is always there. That's why I work with nulls separately. I like to keep all my information separate. I have a separate null for my tracking, and then I keep my positional information separate by using it on the text. This is just a way of organizing. You can absolutely copy and paste all this information to your type, but then you can't do anything with it. The only way to solve that would be to create a null and parent that to the null, and then do the exact opposite of what we're doing, where your tracking data would be here and your positional information to repo would be here. So I'm just going to scale this down real quick and reposition this. I'm going to add a quick little drop effect, perspective, drop shadow, put this opacity up to 100, and really soften the shadow out here. Cool. And then we'll hit play. All right, so in a matter of seconds, you have tracked text to your subject in your shot. You didn't send it out of house, and now you have another weapon in your arsenal, essentially. This is so quick and so easy to do. I'm going to show you one more time in a different setting here. Let's come on over to this shot right here. This is a wireless shot. This is a wireless commercial. It's something you see all the time. And it's a shot that's just in the edit. It was not designed for visual effects, but the client said, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we could track data or price or something to this scene? And you're like, sure, no problem. I know Mocha AE. I'm a rock star. I can do whatever you want, client. And the client's like, yeah. Okay. So as you can see right here, we're tracking to the phone. Instead of the girl, we're tracking to the phone here. So let's jump on over to our raw shot, which is right here. And I'm going to highlight my text. I'm going to go animation, track in Mocha AE. And then Mocha's going to load up the shot and say, hey, just remember this thing from last time? What am I doing with the clip? Click OK. Yes, I'm going to overwrite because I've used this clip before. And once again, these red marks indicate our comp, while this is the length of the shot. We're only worrying about what's inside these red marks. So cool. Let's scrub through the shot here. What I want is this phone. So let's zoom into the phone and find a frame that we like. I like this frame. Once again, I'm going to grab the X-spline and I'm going to make one matte over the shape of the phone. Right-click when you're done to complete your matte. Cool, because I'm right here in the middle of the shot, I need to track forwards and I need to track backwards. So let's track forwards from here. And let's go back to where we started, which is right here, and track backwards. Now check this out. This is very important. The next piece of information that I want to share with you. Look at this phone. Right now the phone is properly in color. It's proper in light. You can see plenty of details, correct? This is no problem for any tracker. But now watch as the progression of this shot goes by. She's going from out of the shadows, boom, right into light. A regular tracker would lose its mind here. There is no information. There's this little tiny dot and nothing but white. But notice that Mocha has no problem with it. You're tracking just fine. I can go insert clip, logo, and I can play the Mocha logo on the phone right now without issue. Now, if you're a bit of a control freak like me, turn the logo off back to none, you can scroll through and yes, you can see, yeah, there's a slight place where the mask slips here. Okay, well, no problem. All you do is just adjust the mask. You're telling Mocha, hey, the phone's over here, buddy. And Mocha's like, oh, cool, no problem. I don't know if it really has that kind of a dialogue, but here. That's it. And you can see right here, you made a keyframe. You're telling Mocha, hey, I've adjusted the mask. And Mocha's like, cool, no problem. It's all good. And you can do that as much as you want. Now, I'd encourage you not to continue to do it a lot because you're manually tracking versus automatically tracking. But this still looks great. Let's insert the clip one more time. Go back to the logo. Hit play. And as you can see, the Mocha logo is tracking with our phone. It's fantastic. All right, cool. Just like last time, go back to none here. Go back to export tracking data. Boom, click that. Make sure you're selecting After Effects transform data and hit copy to clipboard. Go back to After Effects. Now, what did we say? Make sure you're at the first frame. Doesn't matter where I am, you need to be at the first frame. So hit your home key or scroll all the way back home to the very first frame. Click Layer, New, Null Object, and hit Paste. Okay. So now if I highlight the null, you can see, here's our keyframe information right here. Cool. Let's add our text. I'm going to call this Rusco. It's a new wireless company. And I'll make this semi-bold. All right, cool. I'm going to highlight my text, take this pick whip right here, and select the null. The null is now the parent of my text. And if I just hit play, what happens? Just like last time, you got all this kind of weird keyframe data going on. Why? Because we have the anchor point and the positional information competing for each other. So once again, make sure your null is highlighted and hit A for anchor point. Highlight that bad boy and get rid of it. Now, if I hit play, you'll start to see a much better track. Now it's tracking along with it. Now look at this rotation. This is what I was talking about before. A lot of times clients don't necessarily want that. You can do a lot of things. You can hand track the rotation to make it a little less dramatic, or you can just get rid of it altogether. Most of my clients who are more corporate clients, they want it to be watered down, no problem. I hit R for rotation. I hit the keyframe. Right here, I hit the stopwatch to remove all keyframes. Boom, and I hit play. Now there's only two sets of keyframes that are going on right now with our track. Scale, which is coming closer or further away from the camera, and position. I could actually leave it like this, but if you notice, there's this one little section where it goes bloop, right there, and it's scaling. My client probably won't want that, no problem. Hit S for scale and get rid of it. Now let's hit play. Check it out. It doesn't get any more awesome or any more easier than that. More easier, listen to me. You can tell I haven't slept in a long time. It doesn't get any easier than that. It's really quite simple, and this trick will absolutely impress your clients. I can't tell you how many times a month I get the same request for the same kind of idea. And they'll always approach you a different way. Yeah, I need the text to kind of, float by the person. I'm like, hey, cool, no problem. I got this. I got you. It's no big deal. So between this lesson and the last two lessons, you can absolutely track text in any way, shape, or form, no matter what your client's asking for. And you don't have to send it out of house. This is going to make you more profitable. It's going to up your arsenal, and you don't have to share any of your money with anybody else. You're able to maintain a bigger margin on your project, and that's what this is all about. This is all about maintaining profitability and upping your offerings to your clients. So you can charge more, you can make better margins on what you are charging, and your clients are happy. You're able to offer more things to your clients. So let's just round this thing out real quick. I'll just add a quick drop shadow. Soften it up a little bit. There we go. And let's just add one more thing here. And we'll make this condensed, and we'll stretch this out a little bit. The thing I love about Mocha AE the most is, while it's technically amazing and it does unbelievable things, it gives me more time to be creative. The technical side of your job is crucial and important. You can't get rid of it. But if there's software out there that can get you through the technical hurdle first and give you more time to be creative, that's where you want to be. And that's what I love about Mocha AE, is it allows me to get my technical work done, I can get all my tracking data done, and then I can spend more time on making the shot look pretty. And that's ultimately what my clients want. That's when they call me, I'm the guy that makes the shot look better. I'm the guy that whatever crazy idea they come up with, I implement. They don't care how I implement it. They certainly don't watch me. They just want the shot done. And this is what's the beauty of, and this is why Mocha AE is so amazing. And the great thing about it is it comes with After Effects. If you have Adobe After Effects CC, you have Mocha AE. So next time you're at NAB or any other event where Imagineer Systems is there, go up to them, give them a hug, give them a high five, give them a fist bump. Tell them thank you. These people have made an amazing product that makes you a rock star. And if you have After Effects, if you have Creative Cloud, you've already got the software. It's like Christmas every day here. I love this software. Okay, Enough of my ranting. I'm not even getting paid to say that, but I love them so much. All right. Cool, so let's scale this up. Remember, don't ever readjust the null if there's already information there. So just go ahead and hit scale here on your text. And let's say the client's like, I don't like it on this side. I want it over here. No problem, because I'm not adjusting the null. I'm adjusting the text. So I'll scale that down to fit and hit play. Wherever you want the text to be, it can be. It's going to always move in relation to this phone. So that's it. Mocha AE is super simple. You load in your clip. You go under animation and you click track in Mocha AE. You make one mask. You track forwards, you track backwards. You export your transform data. Make sure that when you go back to After Effects, you're on your first frame, make a null, hit paste. And what do? We get rid of the anchor point information, and boom, you're done. All your tracking work is done. Put in your titles, and you're good to go. So that's about it. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments, questions, or tutorial requests, hit us up on Twitter at Rampant Design, or check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/rampantmedia. And of course, you can find more tutorials at rampantdesigntools.com. Until next time, I'm Sean Mullen for Rampant Design Tools. Thanks for watching.